Hi, I'm Casey with Command Light, and today I'm going to be showing you how to change your upper actuator on your Night 2. The tools you're going to need for this are a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, needle nose pliers. I like to use a nut driver to get my E-clips back on. You can also use your needle nose for that. You don't necessarily need that particular tool. You're going to need some wire strippers and either an impact or a ratcheting wrench with a 1/2-inch socket. The parts that you're going to need to do this job is just a single upper actuator. If you need one of these, just give us a call. So the first step is to get the upper section of the light into a position that you can get to these DIN blocks in these two areas and easily work on it. You're going to take your number 2 Phillips screwdriver. I'm using an electric screwdriver to make this a little bit faster. And you're going to remove the covers on the lamp tree. At this point, you're going to start unwiring. You want to try to make sure your tower is off and nobody's touching your controller. You'll use your small flat-bladed screwdriver to remove all the wires on the bottom side of these DIN blocks up at the top. You'll then pull that harness down. Then, using your small flat-bladed screwdriver, you'll want to take out the 2 DIN blocks, the green-black and the green-white DIN blocks that are for your actuator. There are little release tabs on the bottom of these connectors here, these DIN blocks. So you just want to put your screwdriver in the bottom and press up on them, and they should pop out. As far as the rest of the DIN blocks up here, you'll want to unwire all of the bottom wires at the bottom of the DIN block. Those are all the wires coming from the top of the slip ring. I've already gone and undone these wires here. Once you've got all your wires out, making sure you're not doing anything on the controller except for rotation and lowering down your lamp tree, making sure that none of these wires are touching these DIN blocks. We'll reposition the lamp tree so it's in a position where we can take it off and get to the actuator. So once you get it into a position where you can easily take this upper section off, you'll want to remove 4 of the bolts that are holding this lamp tree on. I've already gone and removed the ones on the back, so I'm just going to take the ones on the front off. Again, you'll need to use either a 1/2-inch socket or a 1/2-inch wrench, whatever you've got. Then at this point, with all of our wires hanging out here, we can safely remove the lamp tree off of the tower. Then at this point, we can go ahead and remove the actuator wires out of the green, black, and green, white DIN blocks. Once your actuator wires are out, you'll go ahead and lift up on the actuator just slightly, and then you can take these bars off. Then our wire guides will come off of the pin. Remove the pin from the actuator. You can leave that lay. Now we're gonna have to go in and remove all of the E-clips that are holding this lower pin in. You can do that with a set of needle nose pliers. So just get the needle nose pliers in there and pull those E-clips right off. Once you get all the E-clips off of this pin here, you can go ahead and remove it. Take this actuator off. Using that same pin, you'll want to run the actuator out just a little bit, give this a few turns. That'll make it easier for when we go to replace the lamp tree back on top. Set the actuator back in place and put the pin back. And then at this point you'll want to put all of your E-clips back on. I like to use 3/8 nut driver to do this. And just pop them back into place and make sure that they spin. Once you get your lamp tree on, you want to start all of your 4 bolts, and then once you get them all in, you can go ahead and tighten them all down. Once you get those tightened up, you're going to want to put the new actuator wires in the green black and the green white DIN blocks. And you can actually do this before you put the lamp tree on if that's easier. Take your wire strippers and strip this gray and black wire back. On these, the gray wire will go to green black and the black wire will go to green white. Then at this point, you can run the actuator up and down again so you can lift your lamp tree up. Once you get your lamp tree positioned into a place where you can work on the wiring, you can go ahead and pop the green, black, and green, white DIN blocks back into the tree. Then you can wire all of the slip ring wires back into the bottoms of the DIN blocks. These will all be color for color. Every time you do one of these, after you tighten it down, give the wire a little tug. Just make sure that it's in there nice and tight. Push those wires back and then run this upper harness up underneath our backlight assembly here. And then we can wire the upper part of the light. These are all the lamp wires. So make sure that nobody's touching your controller at this point or the tower is off, because if you turn these on, this will be 120 volts AC up to these wires. Again, these are all color for color. push these wires back. You can zip tie them up if you'd like. And then we'll go ahead and replace the covers. Once you get all your covers back on, your upper actuator replacement is done. Again, this has been Casey with Command Light. If you have any questions, you can give us a call or visit our website. Thanks for watching.